The Notre Dame 2022 recruiting class is rolling, and fireworks went off on July 4th with a new commitment for Marcus Freeman and that defensive coaching staff at Notre Dame. We're about to dive into this commitment and what it means to the Fighting Irish, but if you like what you see in this video, please don't leave without hitting the thumbs up to help support what we're doing at blueandgold.com and our YouTube page. And if you're not yet, please subscribe to our channel for more football and recruiting coverage of the Fighting Irish. The commitment this time is a big one for Notre Dame. Devin Moore, 6'2", 180-pound, four-star cornerback from Naples High. That's way down in the southwest portion of the Sunshine State. This is a player who Notre Dame targeted really early, way before Marcus Freeman was on staff at Notre Dame. Actually, Terry Joseph was the original Notre Dame coach recruiting Moore back when Joseph was at Notre Dame as the safeties coach. The Irish were recruiting Moore as a safety, but once Marcus Freeman came in, reevaluated the board, started looking at Moore as a cornerback prospect, and they went all in on him. Footage here is from a spring practice at Naples back in May. I went to go see Moore. Look, I knew he was a top target for the Fighting Irish. Really wanted to see him for myself and get an evaluation on him because he's such an intriguing player. No surprise that Moore had some big-time offers on his sheet. This is a guy who Marcus Freeman and those guys were actually recruiting while he was at Cincinnati. Chad Bowden, I believe even Mike Mickens, maybe he was even there when the Bearcats were recruiting Devin Moore. So a player that Marcus Freeman was very familiar with when he came over, and that relationship I think really helped out. So again, no surprise to see the offer list. Over 30 schools for this lengthy cornerback. Alabama, Florida, Florida State, Georgia, Louisville, Miami, Michigan, Mississippi State, Nebraska, of course Notre Dame, Penn State, Stanford was a finalist. Long offer list for Devin Moore again. Really came down to 4 schools. Alabama, Florida, Notre Dame, Stanford. He took official visits to Notre Dame and Stanford. I would say it even came down to those two. I mean, he saw Alabama and Florida both unofficially in June, but it felt like Notre Dame and Stanford were the schools pushing for him the hardest. He told me coming off of his Stanford visit that he thought he was going to end up with the Cardinal, but after just kind of contemplating some things, he decided that he wanted to be at Notre Dame. So just a big time get here for Notre Dame. You guys see him in these clips. I mean, he is long. He's got ball skills. He can run. This is not a guy who's we're not sure what he is. Is he a corner? Is he a safety? I think he can play both, but to me, you lock him up against some bigger receivers, and here's even him at receiver. I thought this was interesting, just to kind of see some of his speed and length on display there. But I think you can lock him up against some bigger receivers, and that will be where he excels. But again, could play safety. He's listed at 6'2". I think he's probably even closer to 6'3". Number 29 corner in the country, number 37 player in that loaded state of Florida. And you guys can see his stats there. 5 interceptions, 24 tackles. Here's him at receiver. No chance for the defense there. Not the best coverage, but a post route that Moore takes right to a score in front of the home crowd. And now I get to see him at cornerback. What was really interesting to me is that looks like he's at receiver. Like he ran the route better than the receiver did. It looks like it was intended for him. Him again there. Here's Devin Moore out to the field. I think you can, lock him up against the other team's best receiver. I think you can play him in the boundary. There's just a lot of things you can do with a versatile player like Devin Moore. And to me, when you have a player, a secondary player who is so long, you're like, man, does he have the short area quickness? Can he play cornerback at this level? And that was kind of my biggest takeaway when I went to see him in May was, I really do think that he can play corner. Like he has the instincts, the athleticism, that short area quickness to just do everything that you want in a big corner. Tackles well. He's physical at his size. At 6'2", 180 pounds, that is just not a matchup that you want to go up against if you're a receiver. He's so long. You see his length there. He is just not someone, if I'm a quarterback, I want to throw the ball against. And one more play here we will watch of his junior tape. Tight coverage, gets in there and breaks it up. Moore was originally a 3-star per Rivals, but after I saw him in person, put in a strong recommendation for him to get a 4-star bump. That ended up happening a week or two afterwards. And here is what Rivals.com national recruiting analyst Adam Gorney had to say about Moore. Devin Moore has tremendous length at cornerback and great instincts. A great combination for someone who has proven to be a 4-star prospect. He has terrific speed to run with receivers, long arms to tip passes away, and he can pick off passes or tip lots of them away. Moore could definitely move even higher because he hasn't been to many national events yet. So once the Naples, Florida prospect is seeing Moore, he could move up fast. And it should be noted that Devin Moore is committed to playing in the All-American Bowl in San Antonio, Texas. I spoke with Moore before he announced his commitment to the Fighting Irish. Here is a soundbite of Moore talking about why he picked Notre Dame.
Notre Dame was a choice just because, the combination of things you can get there is by far uncomparable to any other school in the country. Just the development you receive there that goes along with the education is something that's very special. Then to add in how many fans will just the love the fans show you and the brand and everything that Notre Dame has, it's unbelievable.
Moore is Notre Dame's 18th commitment in the 2022 class, which is inching closer and closer to Ohio State, who has the #1 class per Rivals, but there's still more work to do for the Irish. Third defensive back commit overall, Jaden Mickey pledged to Notre Dame back in March. Then the Irish went a few months without picking up a DB commitment. Jaden Bellamy, a versatile guy, could be a corner, nickel, safety. He committed to Notre Dame on Friday, and then again, fireworks went off on Independence Day for Notre Dame, landing Devin Moore. I think all those guys fit well together. I think Mickey is a field cornerback. I see Devin Moore in the boundary, and I think Bellamy can be a field safety, or you can stick him in the nickel. And then talk about versatility. Bellamy just talked about a couple positions. Mickey could play outside the field or in the nickel. And Moore, multiple spots he could play if not cornerback. I could see him playing safety as well and at a high level. That is it for this video. Make sure you let us know in the comments what you think about this commitment for the Fighting Irish, the DB class overall, and just how things are trending for Notre Dame in this 2022 recruiting class. If you haven't yet, please hit the thumbs up before you get out of here. Subscribe to our channel for more content. Have a safe and happy 4th of July, and we'll catch you guys next time.